Hey, what's going on, everyone? How you guys doing today? My name is Matt Jarbo. Welcome to $3 Theater. Today, of course, is the 14th of August, 2020, and I'm trying something out. I want to start doing more of a daily news brief rather than individual videos. I think this is going to save me a lot of time, talk about a lot wider of subjects, and I know some of you out there aren't going to like it. Some of you out there are going to go, haven't you already done this sort of thing? Truth of the matter is I have, but I've been thinking a lot about it because I like the idea of just talking with you guys about what's going on and not having to spend all that time on the analytics and the SEO and all that nonsense, because trust me when I say that eats up the vast majority of the time that I have available to talk. So I figured I would just do it in the simplest way possible. And of course, as time goes on, I'd like to change this from just $3 Theater pre-recorded to $3 Theater live. And I think that's going to be a lot of fun once we get to that point, but that is a ways away, just given my current schedule. I picked up a new job on top of doing this and doing Uber delivery and everything else. I've now 3 jobs that I'm doing, and so I only have so much time. So that's why we're doing it now. It's going to be fun, but there is a lot to talk about today. In fact, there's a lot to get to. So let's just kind of jump right into it. Oh, by the way, real quick, I do want to put this out there. If any of you guys right now are looking for a place to keep up with the conversation, to talk to me, head on over to facebook.com/groups/$3 Theater. It is the group there. You can post news stories you want me to cover. We can have conversations. It's going to be a lot of fun. But definitely head over to facebook.com/groups/$3 Theater to get in on the action. So let's take a look here at the story yesterday I really wanted to talk about, and that is a new Star Wars Lego new special. A new holiday special is going to be coming into to Disney Plus this fall. And it's crazy to think about because this is something that you wouldn't expect to be coming in through Lego. But given everything going on right now and how so many of these production studios are looking to create content, animation is going to be the key going forward. So let's just dive into this one here. So Variety says, Star Wars Holiday Special getting Lego treatment on Disney Plus. As we can see here, it is going to be with the cast of characters from the sequel trilogy. I know some of you out there are going to hate that. Some of you out there are really going to dislike that. But that is the world we live in right now. But I do like the look of everybody here. And I wouldn't mind spending more time with these characters in this particular situation, like something where it's going to be humorous, something that's going to be considered maybe non-canon, although this might be canon, I don't know, and just have a little bit of fun with it. I think fun in Star Wars can go together. I really, really, really do. So it says here, the Lego Star Wars Holiday Special will debut on the streaming service on November 17th. Set after the events of The Rise of Skywalker, the special continues a partnership between Lucasfilm and Lego of making playful, tongue-in-cheek animated versions of Star Wars stories using Lego figures and blocks. So, okay, it is going to be taking place afterward. Again, don't know if it's going to be canon. Don't know if it's going to be whatever. And I'm just going to say, is there going to be any Ben Solo? Are we going to get any kind of Force Ghost to Ben Solo? Are we going to get that connection again? And I know people out there are going to hate that connection. People out there didn't like the kiss at the end of the movie. I actually did like the kiss at the end of the movie, but I just really want to see what's going to be happening here. Anyway, the 45-minute special will follow Rey as she further investigates the Force, and it launches her and BB-8 across the history of the Star Wars saga as Finn, Poe, Rose, and Chewbacca prepare for the Star Wars Holiday Life Day on Chewie's home planet of Kashyyyk. So we are going to be getting a bit more of Chewbacca lore. Are we going to get a Lego Lumpy? I think that it's entirely possible that we'll be getting a Lego Lumpy, and we'll be going back to Kashyyyk, where the original holiday special was, with just full of nothing but Easter eggs and all sorts of crap. And I do hope that B. Arthur makes an appearance. I hope at some point there's a reference to B. Arthur, and there's a reference, like an animated thing with Boba Fett. I'm really hoping we get all that kind of stuff. Now, it says that a rep for Lucasfilm tells Variety that a few Star Wars actors will reprise their roles for the special, but it's unclear if whether it's going to be Daisy Ridley, John Boyega, Oscar Isaac, or Kelly Marie Tran. If I had to guess, I would honestly say, if I had to guess right now, I would honestly say that probably Daisy Ridley, yes. John Boyega, no. Oscar Isaac, yes. Due to the whole thing with him being in the being in the Star Wars Resistance show. I think that's going to be a thing. And then Kelly Marie Tran, probably not. Although she needs money, and she is on a new show, I think on Peacock or on one of those streaming services. She's going to be on something. So I think she would probably show up for this. But Anthony Daniels most likely is going to show up for this. There's going to be, he's maybe Luke Skywalker. Maybe we'll get Harrison Ford. Maybe we'll get something along those lines. I'm not too sure. Maybe Adam Driver will come back as a Force Ghost. Maybe Hayden Christensen. Maybe Sam Jackson. Maybe Frank Oz. Well, it should be interesting to see what's going to happen next. But anyway, it does go on to say here that okay, so what is clear is that the holiday special directly evokes the 1978 Star Wars holiday special that aired on CBS on the same date. So this is a 42 years later, same day, same premiere sort of thing. But it's going to be significantly shorter. The one of the major problems with the holiday special for Star Wars is that it was so long and it was so bad, but also so good at the same time. So we'll have to wait and see. But yeah, that was 90 minutes. This is half that. And it's not even available on Disney Plus. They should rectify that. Lucasfilm, put it on Disney Plus. Absolutely put it on Disney Plus. I feel like that is something they should do. That is something that they should absolutely do, is put the Star Wars special on there, because for one, diehard old school fans like me will watch it. People who know Jon Favreau really wants to do another holiday special will probably watch it. Put it out right before the release of Mandalorian season 2 for people to come and see this. Because keep in mind, this holiday special is going to air during season 2 of The Mandalorian, because that's going to start sometime in October. So this could come like right before the season finale of that and give us a little bit more insight into maybe what happens in The Mandalorian. Will there be a crossover? I have no idea, but either way, I'm really interested to know more. And of course, let me know your thoughts about this down in the comments section. So what we have next to talk about is a really kind of cool thing where we can bring up what Blumhouse is up to. Blumhouse is up to some crazy stuff right now, and they're bringing an entire slate of original films over to Blumhouse and to Amazon Prime. So this is what they're saying. Welcome to Blumhouse, launching on Amazon in October, includes new production Evil Eye from Priyanka Chopra Jonas. So that's one of the Jonases. And she's an actress of her own right. I don't want to discredit her. She's been around for a while. So this is what this is. Welcome to the Blumhouse is an 8-movie genre anthology that begins on October 6th, timed in with the streamer's 240 countries, or timed to Halloween in the streamer's 240 countries and territories worldwide. The 2 first movies will serve as a double feature to drop on that date, are Venus Sood's The Lie and Emmanuel Osai Kuafor Jr.'s Black Box. So we get 2 films right off the bat, and then I think after that it's going to be 1 film a week. Launching the following week on October 13th is the unannounced feature Evil Eye from Ilan Dasani and Rajiv Dasani, and executive produced by Priyanka Chopra Jonas. Okay. As well as Nocturne, written and directed by Zu Kurke, making her feature film debut. The latter 4 films will stream in 2021. Okay, so they're just doing 4 films during Halloween, and then they're going to push the other ones to next year, which right now makes the most amount of sense given everything that's going on. It says, in regards to the anthology, each film presents a distinctive vision and unique perspective on common themes centered around family and love as redemption or destructive forces. And that sounds pretty cool. I think when it comes to Blumhouse, they have a really good track record of just putting out low budget but engaging content. And if they're going to be putting out 8 total genre films, this is going back to what I keep saying about how horror is going to ultimately be what saves movies right now. It really is. They're cheap, they're easy to make, they're quick to distribute, and fans will eat that stuff up. And I think seeing Blumhouse as a name attached, and especially given their track record, that's going to be okay. So here they talk about Evil Eye, and this one sounds kind of interesting to me. It's based off the award-winning, best-selling Audible original production from Madhuri Shakar. It stars Sarita Chowdhury, Sunita Mani, Omar Mascati, and Bernard White. In the pick, a seemingly perfect romance turns into a nightmare when a mother becomes convinced her daughter's new boyfriend has a dark connection to her own past. It's executive produced by Jason Blum, Priyanka Chopra Jones, Lisa Bruce, Marcy Wiseman, blah, 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 blah. That sounds kind of cool, and I'm not going to lie, I kind of want to check that one out, because for one, I love the Audible originals. I think audio dramas are a great gateway into just amazing, immersive storytelling, and I really like audio dramas quite a bit. Additionally, when I think about the way this whole thing plays out. I'm very happy to see that we're getting more of these productions and that they're getting this kind of treatment. I think even that show on Amazon, Homecoming, was based off of a podcast. Lore, that they did a couple seasons of, that recently was canceled on Amazon, that was based off of a podcast. Although that one, I think, could have been better. It didn't really have the budget, I think, to live up to what it was trying to do, but it was pretty cool to see nonetheless. So let's talk about we're gonna move into some Zack Snyder stuff here. We're going to be talking about how Tig Notaro, I don't know if I may have misspelled that, actually. Notaro is her name. I totally screwed that one up. Notaro. So there we go. Let me actually just let me edit that real quick. Let's see. Oh, guys, you know what? Screw it. Who cares? No, I care. I want to make sure I got it right. Tig Notaro. Okay. I know. No, screw it. I'm just not going to waste time on that. You guys are going to laugh at me as it is. Anyway, Tig Notaro is going to be replacing Chris D'Elia in Army of the Dead. Now, this is something that a lot of people have been asking about ever since the Chris D'Elia accusations came forward a couple months ago. Was he going to be removed from Army of the Dead? Was Zack Snyder going to, do that? Was Netflix going to demand it, considering that his comedy special was dropped by Netflix? His other dealings that he had with Netflix, I think there was a show in development that was dropped. He was dropped by his agent. He was dropped by basically everybody, even though he denies allegations. There was enough kind of, physical evidence at the time to kind of suggest maybe there was something bad that, maybe it wasn't good, but this was kind of the last thing. And so now Tig is going to be taking over. So the Hollywood Reporter is saying that Tig Notaro has been cast in the upcoming zombie movie, which is set in Las Vegas during the aftermath of a zombie outbreak, and follows a group of mercenaries who take the ultimate gamble, venturing into the quarantine zone to pull off the greatest heist ever attempted. So basically what it is just that he's going to be, so Snyder wrapped principal photography on the movie last year, but Hollywood Reporter says that the movie will now undergo a quick round of reshoots to incorporate Notaro's role. Due to actors already being dispersed post-filming and due to the pandemic restrictions, the incorporation will be a combination of techniques, from actually reshooting scenes opposite an acting partner to using green screen and CG technology to blend her in. I get why they're doing it, but allegations are allegations. I mean, it says, going on, it says Chris D'Elia's career has become a shambling husk of its former self in the wake of recent sexual harassment accusations against him. In June, he was accused of sexual harassment, grooming, and solicitation of nude photos by multiple underage girls, resulting in everyone dropping him. But again, these are just allegations. He's denied them. We have, due process in this country for a reason. But unfortunately, none of that really matters in this particular situation, as really the way Hollywood operates is we're not going to see it. We're just not going to get that. It just doesn't happen in today's world, unfortunately. And so that, of course, is where we find ourselves on that particular scenario. And I'm not trying to shield or protect Chris D'Elia. I just like there to be due process. False allegations on the internet are kind of a dime a dozen, and they happen all the time. And, so it's like we have to sit there and wait for the evidence to come out or for there to be actual investigations. But in this particular case with Chris D'Elia, it did seem like there was some stuff there that causes concern. But still, and I will reference Andy Signore on this one, Andy was falsely accused and he never got the due process either until he came out and he defended himself and he proved it. Are we going to, or is anyone going to give that to Chris D'Elia? And the answer to that is, I don't know. I really honestly don't know, but that is not the fight that I'm going to get into over this one. Instead, I want to talk about something that is crazy cool. And that, of course, is the DC Fandome Schedule was announced this morning. I had to run errands all morning, so unfortunately I was not able to get to it when it went down, but I wanted to talk about it today on the show. So this is what we're talking about here. They've released the schedule. You can come over here and you can plot your experience at the Fandome. And they give us a couple different rooms, couple different halls, so to speak. So the Hall H is going to be Hall of Heroes, and there's going to be Watchverse, Kidsverse, Uverse, Funverse, Insideverse. Okay, cool. So of course, Wonder Woman 84, come on, I'm going to watch this. The Sandman universe, Enter the Dreaming panel. I mean, is that the audio book that just came out? I might skip past that one. Multiverse 101, including, introducing the Flash, Beyond Batman. That should be pretty interesting. And these are short panels. Look at these here, 11:20 to 11:45. The multiverse is quite literally only going to be like 20 minutes, 25 minutes max. Suicide Squad panel is from 12 p.m. to 12:50. They gave James Gunn a full 50 minutes. Then you've got females of color within the DC universe. That's going to catch a lot of crap from people online. The Legacy of the Bat panel, Chris Daughtry performance. Yeah. Woo! Chris Daughtry. Woo! I don't care. Joker put on a happy face. Sure. 100%. Jim Lee portfolio review. 100%. Surprise DC Comics panel. Given what they canceled today, I am interested to see what's going to be coming out with that one. I'm Batman, the voices behind the cowl. Dude, yes, I want to see me some more Kevin Conroy. And then we've got 2:45 to 3:10 is the Snyder cut of Justice League panel. 2:45 to 3:10, not 25 minutes. Sure, we're going to get a tease. We're going to get maybe a trailer. I don't know. And then, of course, after that, for another 20 minutes is the Black Adam panel, which some people believe is going to be revealing possible Henry Cavill connections. But I think that to be announced at 3:50 to 4 p.m. is going to be where we see Henry Cavill's return. I don't know why they're following it in between CNN heroes, real life heroes. Okay, fine. Like this is like an end of the day thing, unless they're trying. I mean, this is all going to be streamed from 1 p.m. Pacific to 9 p.m. Pacific and then replayed. So it's like, what the hell? You know what I mean? Then there's going to be Aquaman, and there's going to be Ask Harley Quinn, a Wonder Woman 80th celebration panel. Sure. Shazam panel I want to see. Okay, fine. There's a Wonder Woman 84, the cast play werewolf. Okay, whatever. I'll check that one out. Suicide Squad, the Batman. And then there's an encore of that panel. It just starts to replay once again, right? Just replays once again. And then I think it goes to like the next day. It just keeps replaying in the Hall of Heroes. So there's that. And that's cool, man. That's fine. That's going to be interesting. The watch for stuff here is all like the Flash show. It's all going to be the TV show. Italy Loves DC panel. Okay. To live like a DC superhero in Spain. Okay. Pennyworth is getting a panel. That's going to talk about season 2, DC Legends of Tomorrow. Fine. Some of this. Okay. This one I want to see. The expansion of DC's Watchmen. That one is going to be interesting. Doom Patrol I'll check out because they're going to talk about season 3. Injustice 2 show match. Sure. I'm Latinx. What is this crap? Like, what? Okay. Like, I don't care about any of this stuff. I've already seen Deathstroke Knights and Dragons. It's a good movie. You should check it out. Superman and Lois panel. I don't care about that. Watchmen Unmasked. I'll check that one out. Then they're going to be doing another panel on Deathstroke again, I guess, following the screening. It's just like Legacy of the Bat. These are all just like, oh, they're doing a world premiere of Superman Man of Tomorrow. That one I want to see. That one I do want to see. There's going to be a Lucifer panel, a Titans panel, and a Superman Man of Tomorrow panel. Fine, check that one out. I selected that one, right? Yeah, let me just double check that one. Okay. And there's a Stargirl panel. I guess like there's going to be different rooms. Watch versus Athena, Watch versus Monarch, I guess. I don't know. They're kind of doubling up on a lot of stuff. There's a Harley Quinn one, which is something I want to see. It's just like there's some stuff here that's pretty cool. They're just going to be replaying a lot of the stuff, and then Kidsverse. I don't even know what this is. Oh, I don't care about any of that. Uverse. Okay, so this is going to be like cosplay stuff like that. Funverse is again just kind of like official fandom store. I might actually go buy a t-shirt from that. So I'll check that one out. The Batcave could be pretty cool. I think this is going to be stuff you can just explore, and I'll probably do a live stream and like talk about this, dive into what it is. Okay, cool. And then Insiderverse, designing the animated hero of the. Okay, so it's all just it's just like talk about comics. I mean, it's like a Comic-Con, right? But like, let's be fair, let's be realistic here. I mean, more people are just going to care about the Hall of Heroes. That's what people are here for, is the Hall of Heroes, and that's really about it. And I mean, that's fine. That's all good. If that, I mean, the TV show, I know Berlanti's going to be here talking with Walter Hamada, and they're going to be doing a panel with Jim Lee discussing the multiverse and how that whole thing's going to play out. And maybe we're going to get that Batman announcement, and we'll know more about the Flash and the Keaton thing. I don't know. But this is what I'm interested in, and you could be interested in everything else, and we could have glorious disagreements over this. But I'll probably be live streaming most of the day. But I don't know what their whole thing is going to be in regards to this. I don't know what their whole copyright is going to be. Warner Brothers is notoriously terrible for copyright. They're notoriously terrible for copyright. So when you get that, when you're dealing with this stuff right now, everyone's going to be talking about it. People are going to be reacting to it. Are they going to let us react to it? Are we going to let those videos stay up? Are these panels going to, I know that they're not going to be on YouTube, but they're going to be on YouTube. So, I mean, there's things, are you going to be able to go back and catch them later on? Are you going to have to go and watch somebody's reaction to the panel in order to be able to get it? I mean, I don't know. I think it's like, we'll have to wait and see, but they should really put these online, like give it a couple days, and then let people come and check it. I think it's just stupid to not put them on YouTube after that. But anyway, that's the DC fandom schedule on that one. And that one's going to be super fascinating, I think, to check out. But we'll have to wait and see if anything else comes up in the meantime. But speaking of DC Universe and craziness, what we have today is we're finding out that shows from DC Universe are moving to HBO Max, which, what does that mean? Oh, yeah, it's effectively dead. So this is coming in from LRM Online, and they're saying here DC Universe original shows moving over to HBO Max. So where does that leave the DC Universe? Probably is just a comic streaming service, a comic reading service, which I will admit, the way that they've made those accessible on television to sit back and read the comics is actually pretty cool. I don't know if it's necessarily worth the amount of money that they were charging per month. Maybe drop it down to like $4 a month. The cost of a comic to get on there, you'll get people actually spending a lot of money. So, yeah, it says here, DC fans were left a bit confused this past week when it was revealed that DC Comics and DC Universe were going through some big changes. Many top-level execs were given pink slips, along with 20% of the staff, with their final days coming this November. In the midst of all of this, it was not hard to speculate the future of the brand. Personally, this reporter had his eyes set specifically on DC Universe, a service that was once touted as the go-to place for all things DC, never quite gained momentum. In the past year or so, it's felt like it had already been left out to die by the parent company, which is true. Look, you had DC Universe drop in 2018. All right, like it came out, it had a nice push in the beginning of it, but it had Titans, which did pretty well, and they were trying to like space out the new content. You had DC Daily, which was hosted by, well, not very interesting people, and there wasn't enough there to really kind of keep it going. And it just, not all the DC movies were there, not all the DC animated movies were there. It wasn't, it just, not even all of Batman the Animated Series remastered was in there, the HD upgrade. So like some of it was there, which is cool to watch, but it felt so kind of iffy. And even HBO Max is suffering from a very similar launch, in my opinion, with losing content right off the bat and all the other controversies. So it says here that DC publisher Jim Lee confirmed that HBO Max would be inheriting DC Universe's original shows, saying that the original content that is on DCU is migrating to HBO Max. Truthfully, that's the best platform for the content. The amount of content you get, not just DC, but generally from Warner Media, is huge, and it's the best value proposition. If I'm allowed to use that marketing term, we feel that this is a place for that. And yeah, that makes the most amount of sense. It's like, look, HBO Max is going to be the competitor to Netflix, the competitor to Amazon, the competitor to Hulu, the competitor to Peacock. Quibi doesn't even matter. Apple TV doesn't even matter. But this is a competition. So moving all of those things over there, it really does mean that everything else is practically gone at this point. It's practically gone. And that is entirely okay. That is entirely okay. Everything is going to be practically gone and moved over to HBO Max. And the reason why I'm okay with that has more to do with the fact that when I look at HBO Max, I see the future. When I look at DC Universe a couple of years ago, I saw a niche streaming service that is going to appeal to a very small fan base of people. And it's not going to be doing a lot to bring new people in. And it has a lot to do with how Titans and everything else at the time was like not really like, it was working, like getting talked about in a small group, but it wasn't really branching outward. And then you had that first trailer where you hear Robin say F Batman, and you're like, whoa, what? Oh my God, just kind of turn people off. But then you had Swamp Thing getting canceled after one episode because of how they did that in their paperwork, according to them. And that, again, more bad blood on that one. Then you got Harley Quinn, which is like the true standout show for animation on there. That's fantastic. Has such a diehard fan base. The Doom Patrol's got a big fan base, but that moved over to HBO Max for season 2. Obviously here, what we're dealing with is a scenario where, quite frankly, they done goofed. They done really goofed on the whole thing. And so that's unfortunate, but that's where we find ourselves. And you know what? Sayonara DC Universe. I haven't had you for over a year and a half now, and I don't really say that I miss you. But as for HBO Max, could you just get the hell on Roku, please? I'd like to be able to watch you. I keep saying that. I keep hoping. I know they keep trying to say that they're going to have it on Amazon by the end of the year, but I do I need to start a letter writing campaign for Roku? There's a lot of stuff there that's happening that they need to absolutely freaking talk about and get worked on. But I want to hear, as always, your thoughts, your opinions. Let me know down in the comment section, and let's move on to the final story of the day. And this is the big one. This has been talked about for the last couple of days. I know I'm late to the party, but still got to talk about it. Ray Fisher versus Geoff Johns. Is there a possible crime? And that is something really worth discussing here. So this is what Ray Fisher had put out on Twitter a couple days ago. During the LA reshoots for Justice League, Geoff Johns summoned me to his office to belittle and admonish me and my agent's attempts to take grievances up with the proper chain of command. He then made a thinly veiled threat to my career. This behavior cannot continue. Accountability greater than entertainment. And this is a lot of people doing the hashtag I stand with Ray Fisher, which makes a lot of sense. So this got people really starting to speculate, started to ask, okay, what's going on here? What is he finally said something? It's still vague. He's threatened, he's told Joss Whedon to come out and sue him. He's made all these comments. He seems to be going for blood. He seems to be going for the kill shot. He's going to dead shot these mofos. And he's just dropping information. And as we get closer to DC fandom, you think like this would be something that would be a no-no. Like, dude, this is like you're coming into a big fan-led event. Do not, under any circumstances, screw this thing the hell up. But it appears that he might be talking about this from a legal perspective. So this is was brought to my attention from Reddit, where Jeffrey Warfield here posted this. Jeffrey's a good dude. This is what's coming in from the DC Cinematic subreddit, where they said Ray Fisher is actually accusing Geoff Johns of committing a crime, saying, so I felt this deserves a separate post. Somebody on another forum pointed out that the latest tweet by Fisher actually accuses Johns of committing a crime. Fisher says that when that he tried to take his grievances up the proper channels, and for doing so got threatened by Johns. Well, this constitutes as workplace retaliation, which is illegal in the state of California. Fisher is specifying that it happened in Los Angeles. This is no accident. Johns' actions also violate the equal employment opportunity laws. Lastly, Fisher was able to post this because NDAs do not cover criminal behavior. And I mean, a lot of people are really heavily speculating on this. A lot of people have been really running at this and saying like, oh, Geoff Johns is going to, I've seen people say Geoff Johns is going to jail. This would be like a very minimal matter. Of course, this is going to be handled internally, but it does appear like there is enough there with Ray Fisher that he is actually able to make these claims and not have them be refuted. Does this mean that Geoff Johns is going to be pulled from the Stargirl panel over at DC Fandom? It's pre-recorded at this point, I would argue. It's probably pretty pre-recorded. So, or maybe they're doing it all next week, and maybe this was Ray Fisher's way of just kind of kneecapping him before Fandome, which is going to have a Stargirl panel, and that show has actually been very well received. But because it's been so well received, Johns may not actually be impacted by this. And I say that because of the closure of DC Universe, the migration of Stargirl over to CW, the fact that just yesterday, Geoff Johns was talking about the second season of Stargirl, how it's going to feel the same, even though it's now a CW production, and all of these things. So it's like, is it going to have any general impact on his career? And I'm just going to be honest with you guys when I say this, I don't know. I don't know. Clearly, Ray Fisher wants accountability. Now, I personally think, this is my own belief, is that what he's gunning for is a very public and very loud apology. I think he's gunning for an apology. And I think that at the end of the day, he's going to get it. If Geoff Johns is smart, he'll admit, like, they'll come out right now and they'll go like, look, man, like we are bad, right? Justify it any way you want, but take the L, make the apology, put it out there and make this thing go away. The longer that it holds off, and the fact that Johns has said nothing and Berg's statement was really stupid, is going to give people the impression that basically Ray Fisher is not lying on any of this, which I don't think that he is. but that it's worse than it might actually be. Ray Fisher, has got nothing really to lose. I mean, there's all the conversations about, oh, he hasn't really gotten any work since then. He was on True Detective season 3, which is an HBO production owned by Warner Brothers. So there's that. They still work with them. I do think we are going to get more out of Cyborg following the Snyder cut. And at this point right now, it just kind of feels like he is standing up for what he believes in. And that is what he's doing. And I respect that. And I do want to see what Johns has to say. But I think if Johns is in any way in a position to like really be hurt by this, and that's the question, is like, what's the result going to be? What's the response going to be? He should maybe come out and just fall on his sword now, because it's better to kind of ask forgiveness in this situation rather than to be forced into it. So if he comes out and he says, look, there might have been, cross communication, or, he interpreted things wrong, but I apologize if anything, if there's any ill will there or any ill intent, or I caused you any distress, wasn't my intention. It would actually, and I'm saying this, I don't agree with it necessarily, but like I'm telling you, like in the broader aspect of things, it would, for one, make the investigation go away. It would, two, put not Ray on the defensive, really, but it would like more or less diffuse the situation. John Berg's statement made it out that Ray Fisher was a diva. I don't believe Ray Fisher's a diva. I don't believe that one bit. I believe that this actually happened. However, if a smart PR move would be to take the hit now rather than to be forced to take the hit later. So that's just my words on the PR stuff right there. But that's where we find ourselves. And of course, I want to hear what you guys have to say about this. So that actually wraps up this episode. I just wanted to go through. There's like 6 stories I went through. I was going to do it yesterday. I got distracted because of this new job I have, and I had to do training, and I have to now go do 9 more hours of training. Oh man. And I wanted to put this out anyway. So you guys' thoughts, your guys' opinions, please head over to the Facebook page. Join up on that one, facebook.com/groups/3buck theater. And if you do want to support the channel, one of the better ways to do that is to become a Patreon at patreon.com/Matt Jarbo, or you can even become a channel member today. And then that will be, of course, something I talk about here on the stream. When people become channel members, you do it as low as $2 a month, and that helps out support the channel right now, because no new movies are coming out. There's no advertising dollars, which might be one of the reasons why you see stuff like Trump 2020 re-election campaign ads. I don't know why. I mean, I'm a lefty as hell. Not all of you guys are, and that's fine. I'm not trying to start a fight, but it's like, that's not really content that I think is sponsored for this channel or best suited for this channel. But right now, in the age of COVID, it's literally the best we have. And of course, Hollywood After Dark will be coming back. We'll be doing some stuff like that in the next week. We'll be just doing kind of chill out streams. Keep an eye out for that on the channel. I'll talk to you guys all later. Have yourself a great day. Thank you again for watching, and peace out.